The point of a sports logo is to convey meaning and a brand, not to confuse the shit out of whoever is looking at it. Though you may think a sports logo is awesome, if people don't get it, it actually sucks. It's like telling a joke and then asking if it's funny.
My girlfriend just had an operation. She can only eat certain things. I look at him and I go, yeah, right. What, did she have a bong hit transplant?
Let's look at the most confusing logos in sports and tell you why they are that way. Carolina Hurricanes B logo. So the main Carolina Hurricanes logo is a suggestion of a hurricane and the letter C. Though it isn't that obvious, most of us get it. However, this alt logo that is still being used doesn't make much sense to anyone that isn't a sailor. It looks like a B to me, and that's dumb because there's no B in the name unless they change the name to Carolina Hurricanes. Here is a half-hearted attempt at a C, but that's not obvious either. So what is this? It's actually a hurricane warning flag, which are used to warn people of, hurricanes. Between the two flags is actually the outline of the state of North Carolina. Man, I feel dumb not knowing that it's a damn flag, but if I have to Google the meaning of the logo, then it's dumb.
Just when I think you couldn't possibly be any dumber.
Montreal Expos M. I have always been confused by this logo, though many of you say it's one of the best logos in sports. Sequentially, it makes no sense. As a kid, I thought it read ELB. You see the E, right? And then there is a B, it's kind of there. But in seeing the E, you don't notice that it's also an M. So apparently it's MBE for Montreal Expos baseball, but it's not presented in that order. Now, if you're a French and from Quebec, you would know the team is named Les Expos de Montreal, and you can see an L and then the E and then the M, but the B makes no sense now. Kind of like how it makes no sense you can't buy ketchup chips in America. The logo is still iconic, but remember this video is about confusion, not whether the logo is good or not. Even though I said they suck. UCSB Gauchos. According to Wikipedia, a gaucho is a skilled horseman, essentially a Southern American cowboy like Zorro.
He's not just going to walk in here and say, here I am, here I am.
The hat makes sense. However, in this logo, they have taken a gaucho and turned him into the Hamburglar with an adorned hat. Now this mascot logo makes it even more suggestive that a gaucho is a dirty hamburger thieving son of a bitch. But in other versions of the UC Santa Barbara logo, it's just more clear that they are gauchos. Another version has just the hat, causing me to think that the logo is that of the Indiana Joneses. So if you don't know Zorro, then you just don't get the reference.
I understood that reference.
Minnesota Wild Man Bear Pig. I can feel Minnesota Wild fans stretching out their fingers, ready to roast me down in the comments about how great whatever the fuck this thing is. It's a lot of things going on is what it is. None of them say Minnesota Wild. Now look, I get this is a refreshing juxtaposition against other boring NHL logos, but yo, there is so much going on here. It's the outline of some unnamed beast. The eye is the Minnesota North Star. The ear is the sun. The trees form an M and a W in there somewhere. The mouth is a river. This is wild. Oh wait, I get it now. Alaska Anchorage Seawolves. Okay, if the Wild logo is fucked up, then this one is more fucked up than Human Centipede. First, let us Google a seawolf and then look at this logo. Now, there is a clever W in the teeth for wolf, but the logo is a little confusing until you look up Alaskan Native American art. Then the logo actually makes perfect sense. And if you dig that style, then this logo is pretty awesome. Remember, this vid is about logo confusion and ultimately both myself and you being educated about it. And if you hate this logo, you're racist. Portland Trail Blazers. Going a little further down the West Coast, this logo has always confused me. There are a lot of hidden meanings and most of them sound like the designer really trying to sell you on their shitty logo design. Nicknamed the Pinwheel, the 5 white lines and 5 black lines represent the 5 offensive and 5 defensive players. The juxtaposition is just like this photo. The curved lines represent the movement and speed of the players on the court. I'm just saying, usually when a coach draws up a play, it don't look like a fucking pinwheel. Apparently this logo was designed by the founder's cousin. They had so many opportunities to do cool stuff. However, to me, it will always look like the bottom of a lawnmower. Vancouver Canucks V/C. Once again, we are on the West Coast, this time back in Canada. Now, the Canucks, slang for Canadian, have always pushed the envelope with their logos. This one is a hockey skate. This one looks like a hallway from a trippy 70s movie, and this one is a shark shitting water. But this one is the most confusing, as it looks like the chip thing on your credit card or something, but if you take a look, it's actually a C for Canuck. And maybe a whale's face. Later, the angle of the hockey stick was changed so that it looked more like a V. Duh, and the border around the logo represents a hockey rink. Again, not obvious, but nothing the Canucks do is obvious. And now for our final confusing logo, the UNLV logo. Okay, what are we looking at here? At first glance, it's a pile of shit. I get it, there's a star here or a spur, but now I have to keep studying. Oh, I see a hat, and now some Sam Elliott looking dude's face. This little area looks like the female character from Custer's Revenge, the Atari video game, and this dude looks like Custer. I mean, if I have to look at a logo and figure out what's going on, it's not a good logo. There could be another face in here, and it looks like Kermit the Frog on shrooms. So what's wild is the name Running Rebels has nothing to do with history or the Civil War. It was chosen in 1974 because UNLV was rebelling against
the University of Reno, Nevada?
Yeah, they broke off from that school and formed a rivalry. Yo, stick to the initials. At least those make sense. And one final nugget, the logo is actually the outline of the Las Vegas sign. Yeah.